A long time ago, I did a video with someone who knows a heck of a lot more than I do about sushi. We talked about sushi etiquette. I happen to be a big sushi fanatic. I love sushi. One of my favorite foods of all time. And I didn't start eating it until I was an adult. But I wanted to make sure I was doing it the right way. And so we asked someone at a local restaurant if they'd be able to help us. This happened to be at a restaurant called Hapanessa. The video's on YouTube. So I happen to like Hapanessa, the restaurant. They make amazing sushi in Seattle. I guess this is not really a true endorsement. But I bring this up because I kind of haven't had an odd experience there, but it wasn't really their fault. I'm recording this video in conjunction with the article on LockerGnome.com as linked in the video's description, How to Avoid a Bad Group Deal. I purchased a bad group deal, not realizing it was a bad group deal. It was for Hapanessa. And it doesn't really matter, where you buy these group deals. You could potentially be buying a lemon. Sometimes the devil's in the details, all in the fine print. So Amazon had a special where you spent, I think, how much was it? Like $30, you get $60 worth of food. So we got it, and we go to the restaurant, and they said, no, you have to order from this menu, not that menu. Well, we've never ordered from the other menu, and the prices were higher. Granted, you got a little more, but we wouldn't have been spending that much money had we, gone and paid for the meal, as we normally did. So we actually likely spent more money to get just as much by getting the group deal rather than just ordering outright. Had we known that there was that restriction, we probably wouldn't have purchased the group deal. That was through Amazon. I've had just as many issues with, other vendors. Recently, there's a business, Digital Doorstep, I believe, was its name. They just filed for bankruptcy. That caught a lot of these group deal, what would you call them? Services. They caught them with their pants down. I purchased that and actually promoted the KGB deals for a buy two get four Fandango movie pass, again, through KGB deals. They were going through Digital Doorstep. Well, Digital Doorstep just filed bankruptcy. Good for, everybody who bought into it. You're going to be issued a refund for that purchase, which is really, really nice, and that's good for KGB deals to do, customer service. But, it was a good deal, seemingly. It's just that one company couldn't fulfill their end of the bargain. I've had issues with, what's another one? Tipper had published something where you could buy a certain amount of gift certificates, and then you got an additional gift card. So it sounded like you got $75 worth of stuff for $25 or something like that. And I bought into it, and I read the fine print and everything, or at least I thought I did. And it turns out, the gift certificates can only be applied in small chunks. So even though I had $50 worth of gift certificates, I could only use them in $10 increments. So I would have to buy minimum $100 gift certificate to save $10 off 5 times over. I'm like, that's asinine. Who's going to do that? Why would I spend that much money to save $50? That's just stupid. So, a lot of these deal sites are really tripping me up. It's very rare that I buy into a group deal anymore. If I use an app, on the fly, it's been a good experience. I've talked about, and I know everybody at LockerGnome is sick of me talking about them, but Perk. I don't have to put any money down, and I save money outright. I love that. And every time I bought into a group deal from a variety of vendors, and I feel like I get screwed, the good news is each one of these outlets has been great with customer service. They have been. They've been very communicative. But the experience of having to jump over these hurdles to get the discount just seems so counterintuitive. Life doesn't get easier with these group deals. And in many ways, you actually spend more money than you would have in the first place by getting a group discount. There are rare exceptions, and there are absolute exceptions to this rule. But just read the fine print. That's the bottom line. I detailed some of my experiences in this article as well because I think it's something you need to be aware of. When Kelly proposed writing this, it's not just about dealing with, vendors that because again, as I started this video, love Hapanessa, did a video with them before. I don't fault them for that. I actually fault us for not reading too much of the fine print or not realizing that we would have spent more than we would have otherwise. It's just getting caught up in the details. Even though I knew the brand, Amazon, where I bought it through, Happiness, where we've eaten before. It was just kind of an awkward experience. So even though Kelly asserts know the brand, I don't know if that always plays, honestly. And I even told her that and she even outlined it in her piece, because I've had good experiences and bad experiences with this group buying, these group buying deals. But reading the fine print and knowing the refund policy, I think, are the two strongest takeaways from this article. There are other finer points, and more than anything, I want to know. And you're welcome to comment here on YouTube or on the article itself, and if you can do both, awesome. Have you had have you had a bad experience with a group buying deal? Who is it from? Who'd you go through? What business did you wrong? And are you hot or cold on the idea of group buying deals because of that experience? Do you keep rolling forward? So just a question I'm throwing out there. That's really the general question I wanted to bring up, because I think twice now. I get a lot of those emails, and I just like, meh, no, it doesn't look like it's going to add up. I get the devil's in the details, and unfortunately, I've been bitten by that devil one too many times. You're not going to get it. He saw a group deal for an Android device that was half off, and it's not really half off. They jacked up the price only to make it look like it was half off. No! No! You already have the Kindle Fire and you hardly use it. Those dogs are so spoiled.